Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. Oh my God, what a massive screen. I hope that my picture will perform because I was not prepared for such a big display. I hope you have energy because I'm going to take you for a cruise today. And we're going to be talking about a lot of things like, green action strategies, open swimming pools, water playgrounds, and wooden houses all around Poland. So let's get into it. Okay, if I'm going to be able, yes, okay. Yeah, what's on top ideas? I was thinking, what can I show you about like what's happening in Poland? And what a crazy idea. Can you imagine having an elephant in a city center or old town of Riga? That would be crazy. But apparently it's not so crazy. It already happened in Poland. I found this random picture on some online storage. I was like, oh my God, this really happened in the 90s. It's old town of Warsaw, and this poor elephant was there living his life. Probably he was pretty stressed. I'm not going to be showing this kind of stressful projects, more sustainable, where the elephants are not being harmed, but also focusing on some the ideas where we see the dual places that we go by day to day, and then someone with the idea is coming in and is saying, well, let's change it and let's do something interesting here. And then all of a sudden, wow, you had no idea this can be interesting, and then it is. And then you cannot live without this. So I'll start a little bit from the more generic level, strategies. This is something in Europe we work. I didn't say that I'm from company Europe and Warsaw, but that's okay. So strategies. We worked on a strategy for Warsaw. This is Green City Action Strategies, the plan that we just work around all the sectors of city through the lens of environment, through the social inclusion, and we, by the end of this, choose about 25 actions. So I thought, you know what, I think this is quite a bold idea for the city to choose from one of the action to do this. This red line is showing you the very close area to the city center. It's just 10 kilometers away. And it's really valuable for definitely developers who would like to invest in a new city, new district. But it's also super valuable to the people living there and to the biodiversity, because this is about 160 hectares of wetlands. And the city decided we're going to protect it, we're going to buy out the land, we're going to plan how to make it, for the people and for the biodiversity, and how to actually keep it as it is. And then another one, again, from the same project. This aligns with the yellow dots, as you can see. This is showing the broad vision of velostrides, green, blue infrastructure for people, for bicycles, for walking, for communication. And I think it's pretty bold, because this is a lot of investment to do and a lot of fighting over the land where we have a lot of scarcity. But I hope it's going to work out, because, this red rectangle is also one of the actions that the city wanted to do. It's already happening. This was about making the city center greener and more friendly to the people. And as you can see here, we had close to our Palace of Culture, which stands just in the city center, really boring space for parking, for bus parking. And now this year it was open, and this is new public space full of greenery, full of spaces for people to drive in. And then I went to green infrastructure and BS, because I thought, okay, this is really, really like a thing with a lot of potential. And for many years I was thinking it's not used enough, even though you would think it's something simple, it's easy to implement in cities, it's based on nature or inspired by nature. But we are not doing that a lot, but it starts to be implemented on a daily basis, which is amazing. And we had some presentation about that, so that's great. And that led me to some controversial time in Poland, where cities a few years back received a lot of funding for their town's revitalization. And you know what happened? I mean, the cities went crazy. They got the money and they were like, okay, let's invest. They were cutting out the trees, killing out the greenery, just because this was before some historical plaza or square, and the conservatory said, you know what, we have to go back to what it was and just like cut it out. So imagine the backlash that happened. Like, people were furious, they were pissed, they were putting this on social media. They were like, my God, people, the climate changes are for real. We have to do something with this. So, well, actually, yeah, we had a special term for that, betonozas, which is like total concretization of the area. And luckily enough, people get, because of this, to the TV, to the radio, and people started talking about it, like, we cannot do it this way, guys. We have to, use the greenery that we have to make it better. And at the same time, I was working in a company that was working in a small town. We had a great people with the municipality, and we were talking with the conservatory people, like, about it, that we cannot cut it out, we have to make it greener, we have to use green infrastructure, let's make it better. And that resulted in a great space. And also, it's not like we didn't know that we should do it, because this is a project that happened before this whole problem of the cutting out the trees. This is from 2007, when the artists came to the square in the city center of Warsaw, and they said, okay, I want a green oasis in this area, and it was allowed, and it's flourishing, and it's one of the really beautiful spaces in Warsaw. That's really, I recommend you to go and just relax over there, because it's amazing. And then open swimming pools, because we in Poland, we are feeling that every year it's hotter and hotter, except for this year because it was not so hot, but like 30 degrees. And we just need something to relax and where it's cool and we can just be, get into the water and we have to cool down. So there is a lot of investment happening and really nice and smart investments in open swim areas, some splash parks, water parks. So this is an example of investment near Krakow, where there was a quarry and it was purposely flooded. Later there was a concept design, the competition for how to invest in that area. And this is the outcome, the open space for just swimming. I mean, now it's super popular, so you stay in the queue quite long, but it's really nice to be there. And you might think, I made a mistake, this is some photos from Maldives or Croatia, but no, this is also Poland. This is a nice post-industrial park, which just shows how you can invest in something and really make it beautiful. And this is just next to Katowice. You don't have to go far away, you can go for a weekend, make some photos, and poof, in Instagram it looks like you've been somewhere far away. But in fact, you were in Poland, so that's nice. And then going back to Warsaw and the wooden spaces, this is something also that shows that maybe not necessarily you have to act on your ideas every time you think about something, because this is the wooden houses that stay in the city center of Warsaw, literally like city center, and it's surrounded by greenery. It's quite hidden, but it was founded, it's Finnish houses founded in 1945. In 2000, Warsaw was like, you know what, it's city center, let's do something about it. Can we just demolish it and maybe build something more representative? But then they didn't do it, luckily, and they gave away these houses, these 27 houses, to NGOs. And currently, this is really an amazing example of how the social interventions, the eco-activism can be happening in all that surrounding. There is a lot of concerts, ecological events. You can have a breakfast, you can go gardening, you have a beekeeping trainings and stuff like that. And also you can get a passport now. You can become a citizen of this little land in the city center of Warsaw. So that's a really great thing that makes people go there and be together and spend time in the great surroundings. And the last one, we're going back to out of Warsaw, this is Łódź. This is a bit of a presentation of how dull space, a boring space, can become a really beautiful thing. This is just a courtyard that was just a normal buildings, and the artists, together with the students from Arts University, decided to make it a mosaic. So if you see, there is this all of the walls of these buildings are covered in the glass mosaic. So it creates really beautiful, really nice space to go and to reflect and just to observe and spend your time in a beautiful space. So I guess that's it from Poland. I hope next year maybe somebody comes and show you another round of interesting spaces. And I hope you're gonna maybe get inspired on your hackathon and use this untapped potential for your own projects. Thank you.